want to grab it. This amount is essential to cover costs and sign on additional veterinarians. As stated in my council file, this is supported by Los Angeles Rabbit Foundation, Rabbit Rescue, Zoo Corner, Honeywell Rabbit Rescue Center, San Diego House Rabbit Society, Rabbit.org, House Rabbit Society, Community Animal Treatment Center, Dr. Kayvon Silverman, Dr. Charles Mississippi, Carl Meyer, the Dr. Sarah Hammer. Thank you.
Let me see it. Because you're going after it. Let me see it.
Before you get started, I just want to call some additional names to set it up. So Del Mata and Peter Bridgewater.
There it is. Told you. I'll wait.
All of the other names, right? Meaning, okay, so that means I was called.
No, you didn't call us yet.
With the party,
Go ahead.
I go and every person that I'm dealing with, no one can personally give me any information, anything documented that there's no parking there. I wish that there was a budget. I wish that we had a meter parking so we could get more money for the city. There's not an issue that the school is parking, it's hard to find here, and it's going to be an optimal place to have parking. It's hard to do trafficking. Number two, like they mentioned before, psychology, they will allow you to traffic in my opinion, and I really would like to have more money going towards the human trafficking task force so that they can be able to do their jobs along with other human trafficking organizations. That's for the public. I just want to say thank you, Congresswoman Hernandez, because every time I watch from home, you pay attention, you listen, and I really respect that. Thank you. And the pastor, you do too, and you two are like two of my favorite council people. So yeah, I'm going to say that's all I do. Thank you.
Appreciate you listening.
All right. So we take a look at item number 1, and off the bat, we have a analyst report alleging to discuss the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget special studies, right? Specialty meetings, general account, and overall analysis on what is to be of an alleged resolution of the general fund and other discussions that Mayor Karen Bass is talking about the city of LA. But yet, in none of these reports and none of the various discussions are we ever hearing any sort of mention on what is really happening in LA, which is the complete laundering and fraud through tax dollars, bonds, and grants, and other philanthropic private donations, but primarily bonds and grants into private hands of nonprofit organizations that many council members are involved with. We have a motion here talking about, and I put all items, I just want to make sure I saw that my time isn't showing correctly, so it should be all items in my general public comment. But we have a motion here talking about the Human Trafficking Division over at the LAPD, and wouldn't you know it, I've talked to many of those deputies. I know for a fact that really nothing much is going on in actually helping the victims of crazy cults like Scientology, but yet the LAPD continues to gain over time. The LAPD continues to have increases in their union contract, and yet we're not seeing any of that money actually be applied to the victims that desperately need it. And it's not the fault of individual officers, because there's many that come to me all the time, and how do you think I have so much of this information on you guys? And they're desperate to try to actually do their jobs, but through the collusion with Heidi and all the various other criminals in the city council and the city of LA, they can't do their job properly. Well, why can't they do that? Because you have another item here talking about the CAO who's supposed to be doing his job and conducting due diligence and applying the money correctly for the homelessness programs to actual homeless people, but he admitted on the stand All right, Prime Minister Szabo admitted on the stand that Governor Heidi Soto, in fact, has known about all the various homeless fraud, and they're not doing anything about it. So, general public comment. That was 2 minutes, and then a third minute for general public comment. I've only had 2 minutes. That was what I was trying to tell you. My 1 minute wasn't being added up there. I only had the 1 minute. So moving on, right, to general public comment. I actually talked to, I believe that guy there. I know he's in school right now. He's a 3L in college. And I actually gave him the case number for Michelle McGinnis, the chief deputy of the head of the criminal prosecution branch, right, who was fired for being a whistleblower because she came out and explained how Heidi selectively and maliciously prosecutes anybody that dares politically criticize her political supporters. Okay? And I hope you do read up on that case, by the way. It's a damn good case. Heidi lost her entire livelihood. Michelle McGinnis lost her entire livelihood as a result of Heidi. All her friends don't talk to her anymore. She was shit in her house for months on end. And that's what Heidi Soto, right? Heidi Boo, that's what she does to people who dare to snitch, who dare speak out. And that's what this city is currently being poisoned and run by. That's why all the homelessness fraud happens in here, and that's why the victims who are coming to you before today in Scientology aren't getting any help.
Don't forget your mic.
All minutes that make it clear. So I'd like to start with item number 1. It's about the budget special study session. And I want to ask our council member from Mandingo that did you study anything about the state of the homeless services on the street? Did you study anything about people without a cell phone that not have access to public toilet? They didn't have to do that in front of your office or whatever. Did you study anything that people applying homeless housing for 5 years, 8 years, they are still dying on the street and on some sort of a housing waiting list? Did you study anything that Judge Carter is about to make a ruling about your 2 billion homelessness fraud in your homeless services authority? So I really don't know. I really wish one day you can publish your special study session result to the public because you continue to hide without doing anything. Item number 2 is about the police overtime, transfer the police overtime money to the special. I don't believe that this is a good item because my personal role model, Sergeant Duarte, told me that without overtime, the LAPD does not have enough personnel to deal with the fight. That is the reason for City of Glendale, when you call 911, 3 minutes response guaranteed. That's City of Glendale. That's your neighbor. That's the reason why when we call 911 like Sergeant Duarte, we are waiting for 8 minutes. Now, I want to know, if you continue to move away the LAPD overtime fund to whatever your Black Lives Matter fund, no, I just want to know, during that 8 minutes, are you responsible for my life? During that 8 minutes until Sergeant Duarte arrived with his 24 inches, are you responsible for all of my 3 inches? Now, let's move on to a general public comment. I want to make sure, when we are talking about the budget, I have seen enough is enough. Overall, LAPD officers, they do not have enough personnel on the street. They are overpowered, outnumbered by the criminal Palestinian Black Lives Matter. I have seen our officer, I don't know, maybe Sergeant Duarte, maybe his brother or whatever, on the street are taking a bottle, taking a rock. When the LAPD patrol car, they were throwing objects to the windshield. I see that 3 of the LAPD patrol cars are being burned, and then you are continuing to cut the LAPD budget. When the new beginning officer, their starting salary is $130,000 in Beverly Hills, that Sergeant Duarte had to work for 27 years in order to make a basic base salary of $130,000. How is that even fair? President Blandino, I know you are not much about Palestinian matter, Black Matter, but I want to make sure you need to support our police department, LAPD.
Leave the agenda.
Tell him, Dusty. Yeah, Dusty.
All items in non-public public is KKK Katie Orlowski. We have some issues here about housing. And for the record, David O'Carter sent to LA County and Los Angeles, for the record, regarding Matt Zabel's response. You overruled. You know how many times the judge overruled that piece of shit CAO? More than 2,000 times. And that's an unprecedented record when dealing with shitholes, shitheads, when it comes to housing, like on item 45 and 53, Mr. Bob Homeless Juju. Aren't you the Juju on the homeless committee? Where's the fucking housing, Bob? Where's the goddamn fucking $24 billion that you dumb niggers can't count? Whether it's backwards, forward, circular, or whatever. There are 15 fucking cases on these 54 fucking items, Bob. Isn't that amazing? No wonder why the city's so fucking broke. No wonder why you spent $20 million for these fucking riots, Bob. You're fucking a riot. And fucking it and hamburger, it's quiet riot time. Shut the fuck up and pay attention while I get up or speak about this housing shit that you dumb niggers, white niggers too, Juju motherfuckers are creating. If you don't like America, Bob, go back to Israel. We don't need you here with your writers and your fucking picket lines of union mongols tearing down the city when us taxpayers have to suffer. Now to my non-agenda public comment. 395 U.S. 444-1969, and Bob is aware of this, and so is Katie, that back in the days when Brandenburg versus Ohio, the statement first declared was, how far is the nigger going? Send the Jews back to Israel. Bury the niggers. I intend to do my part. Save America. And what has Trump done, Bob? He brought the National Guard to save America from your terrorists that are fucking up our city, fucking up our community, and costing the city $20 million fucking dollars, which you, Bob, could have put into housing. You could have put into housing. You're Lewandowski and those 4 fucking bitches from the Board of Supervisors, too. So for the record, politely, 40 U.S.C. 1983, fuck you all. I hope God hates you as much as God hates you all.
Good afternoon, my name is Giselle Mata, I'm a member of ACE. On May 30th, 3 LA City Council members, Vinicia Hernandez, Hugo Soto Martinez, and Asa Alvarado took a major step towards building the People's Bank by each committing $15,000 of their discretionary funds. On behalf of over 70 organizations that have signed on, the Public Bank LA Coalition is urging the LA City Council to immediately fund the Public Bank feasibility study. Los Angeles stands at the intersection of multiple crises: soaring housing costs, wildfire threats, aging infrastructure, and economic inequities. Every year, the city spends $1.4 billion in debt services, including over $300 million in interest payments and banking fees to Wall Street banks and finance firms. These are public funds we desperately need to protect homes from the next disaster, fast-track affordable housing construction, and empower workers and local businesses. It's time we build a financial system that invests in all of us, a Los Angeles public bank. I have some papers I'd like to pass out. I'll hand them to the officers here so that y'all can see. Thank you.
Hamburger Hernandez thinks there's a special pocket revenue surplus. Did you know how I should have said people down there to write those $85 fucking good hamburgers and don't enough cheeseburger money, folks. And she making a surplus out of pocket fees. So I said, fuck number 3, Bob. I want to know how many tickets Hamburger Hernandez has been responsible for, and why is Hamburger Hernandez taking up against the fall over there in Macata Park? You ain't have state streets, bro. There ain't no goddamn state streets. See, tell the guy, this buckethead, he controls Watts. And you know who controls Watts, don't you? Chris, y'all. He got motherfucker. I'm gonna ride my walking under the crib walk, boo. And who the fuck controls the motherfucking Watts? He controls the code up to the C-15. As the Hebrew gets up and walks away in shame, or should be ashamed. Then we get Playa Vista tax levy. That's right. It's all part of the Tax the Jews initiative of 2011, brought to you by King Yaroslawski against the Jews in CD11. Let's give her a hand. It's okay if you overtax the Jews as long as they're not in your district. That was what the late Hal Bergson told me. He was right there and he's right fucking now. Then we get to the general comment. Join us Friday, the day after Juneteenth, 8:30 a.m. Division 32 for the United States of California versus current bill prices. He goes back to face his 10 felony charges. That's right. How come he's chairman of the goddamn project to build the largest failure known as the convention center, Bob, when he's facing imminent destruction to become one of many Negro felons in America? Why? Facing those bars, is he goddamn accused? And it costs $20 million for police riot gear. They go all over the place, beat those niggas down, shoot those niggas with goddamn toxic beer, make those niggas terrorities. I got somebody else here I want to do with goddamn time. I just keep talking, I keep joking, but that's what we're gonna do. So, fuck over here. And I wish your mothers would have had an abortion, you niggas, you know goddamn good.
Silence.
I don't mind it. I think it's great. I would much rather him tell us what we can and can't say than them. That's what people need to understand.
Yes, freedom.
It doesn't matter. I agree with it. All right.
Are you talking? What did you pick up already?
Oh, it's probably the sticker. Oh, thank you.
Councilman Hernandez?